Hello, I'm Doug DeWitt, Transfer Paper Product Manager here at Condé Systems, coming to you from our Condé warehouse studio in beautiful Mobile, Alabama. Today, we're going to give you a workflow demonstration using the Okidata C920WT white toner printer and Neenah Imageclip Laser Dark self-weeding transfer paper so that you can have graphics that contain both white and color, self-weed those graphics, and apply them to any color t-shirt that you want. So in this video, we're going to cover the settings that you need to employ with the Oki 920WT to get the best result. Once we show you those settings, we're going to go to our computer because there are driver settings that you need to know in order to get the paper to run successfully. Once we've done that, we'll produce some transfers, we'll go over to our heat press, and I'll give you a quick demonstration on how to apply Neenah Imageclip Laser Dark with the output from the white toner printer. So let's go ahead and get started and talk about those printer settings. Now that we're here at the front panel of the Oki Pro 920WT printer, we have to make a slight adjustment to the printer for the best output possible with the Neenah Imageclip Laser Dark. What we want to do is reduce the amount of white toner that the printer normally outputs. We do that by selecting the menu key and then scrolling down till we get to Calibration. We press our Enter key and we want to scroll down again all the way to the bottom till we get to white darkness. Press Enter to get into this menu. We'll notice that the default setting is 0. What we want to do is reduce the amount of white toner. So we are going to bump that down to this -3 setting. We want to press the Enter key and have the asterisk appear so that we know the setting is locked in. At this point, we press the back button until we get the message that we're ready to print. Now let's move to the computer so we can talk about driver settings. Now that we're here at the computer, we need to discuss driver settings. But before I do that, I'm going to make some quick adjustments to my graphic. The text down here, I'm going to turn this text white for demonstration purposes. So I'm going to go over to my palette, select white, turn that text white. The next thing I'm going to do is select my entire graphic and mirror reverse the graphic in CorelDRAW X6. Now I'm ready to print. So let's go File, Print, make sure the Oki Pro 920WT is selected as our default printer, and let's click on Preferences to access the driver. We notice we've got 4 tabs: Layout, Paper Quality, Job Options, and Color. On these tabs, starting with Layout, we want to make sure that our orientation is selected to either Portrait or Landscape, depending on the artwork. At that point, we'll move to the Paper Quality tab. We want to make sure that our paper source is the multi-purpose tray. Remember to always feed your transfer paper through the multi-purpose tray, not the cassette tray located at the bottom of the printer. When we have multi-purpose tray selected, we're going to click on Advance to enter the PostScript options. We want to make sure that our paper size is selected properly. So in the case of the Oki Pro 920WT, we're either going to be working with letter or tabloid size paper. Now we want to go to Image Color Management. When it comes to the Image Color Management method, I like to make sure that mine is being handled by the printer. Remember, CorelDRAW and other graphic application software assumes you're printing to a standard CMYK printer, but this is not standard CMYK, it's a white toner printer. So let's let the printer handle the color management. Under the ICM intent, your options are graphics or pictures. Since I'm dealing with a graphic, I'll go ahead and select graphic. Now I'm going to move down the list here to the media check. I want to make sure that my media check is off. That way I won't get any type of type mismatch error from the printer. When it comes to the media type, I would advise that you run Neenah Imageclip Laser Dark in Ultra Heavy 2. Should run just fine. The other adjustment I make here is the tray switch. I want to make sure that my tray switch is off just in case I run out of paper, the printer doesn't attempt to pull paper from the cassette tray. I'll click OK to save these settings, and then I'll move to the Job Options tab. On the Job Options tab, under the Quality setting, I want to make sure that I have mine set to Fine Detail, which is 600 by 1200 dpi. This is a setting I recommend whenever you're using a self-weeding transfer paper through this Okidata printer. To point it out, here's our option to mirror print. Personally, I like to mirror or reverse my graphic in the software, but if you want to do it through the driver, just click that box there. Now, let's move to the Color tab. On the Color tab, we want to make sure that our white toner is turned on. So now that I've applied all my changes, we can go ahead and output to the printer to produce some transfers. Remember, when you're dealing with Neenah Imageclip Laser Dark, we are working with two separate sheets. The imaging sheet, which we fed through the printer, and the transfer sheet, which is going to apply the white base emulsion. So now that we're here at the heat press, let me show you how to do that. We're going to swing our press out. We're going to place the imaging sheet face up. We'll take our transfer sheet, which has the white base emulsion, lay that down over our image, swing our heat press over, pressing the two sheets together at 240 to 250 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 seconds with a light to medium pressure. If you have an air-operated heat press, this would be at around 45 to 50 psi. When the timer goes off, we're going to peel those two sheets apart while they're hot. Lift the press, peel apart, and now we have the emulsion over our transfer. If we've done it correctly, we should see a perfect negative of our original design in the transfer sheet. This sheet now goes in the trash can. This sheet becomes our transfer. So let me get a t-shirt and I'll show you how to apply this graphic to the t-shirt. Now that we're at our heat press, I have my black t-shirt down. For demonstration purposes, I'm using a Hanes Beefy Tee 100% cotton. Remember, we want to take a sticky lint roller and lint roll the area that is going to be under the platen of the heat press. We want to make sure that we remove any contaminants, because if we don't and we drop the heat press down, those little filaments will become a permanent part of the t-shirt. So now that we've lint rolled, let's go ahead and give our t-shirt a pre-press. All I have to do is drop the platen down. I'm looking for any steam that might be escaping from the shirt. We want to make sure that we're dealing with a dry shirt before we apply the transfer. Since I don't see any steam, I'll go ahead and lift up. Now we have a nice smooth area to work with. I will take the transfer off the white toner printer that we have applied the emulsion. We'll just position that transfer where we want it to appear. We'll swing our heat press over. And now we'll heat the transfer to the garment at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 seconds using the same pressure that I used to apply the imaging sheet to the transfer sheet in the first step. When our timer goes off, we're going to lift our heat press and we want to make sure that backing sheet completely cools before we remove it from the t-shirt. So when the timer goes off, again, lift the press, make sure your backing sheet completely cools. We'll give this a minute to cool down and then I'll show you the finished result. So now that we've given our transfer a minute to cool down, let's peel the backing sheet to see the finished result. Absolutely beautiful. We have both color and white in a self-weeded design, thanks to Neenah Imageclip Laser Dark and the Oki White Toner Color Laser Printer. So let's review what you need to know regarding Neenah Imageclip Laser Dark paper and the Oki White Toner Color Laser Printers. As you can see, the purpose is to generate a graphic that has both white and color within a self-weeding design. When it comes to your printer, remember you're going to have to turn down the white toner density on your printer. You want to set it at -3. The reason you want to do that is so that you will increase the durability of the transfer as that transfer is going through your washer and dryer. When we wash tested these designs, we were able to wash test it about 20 to 25 times, hot wash, hot dry, and didn't have any color degradation. Now we did have a little cracking within the image, but that's to be expected with most applications that go on to dark garments. Another thing that you may need to remember is you have to set up your driver correctly. Make sure you run Neenah Imageclip Laser Dark in that Ultra Heavy 2 setting to get the best results and to fuse the toner properly to the page. Now when it comes to using this paper in the white toner printer, those of you who have had experience with Neenah Imageclip Laser Dark in the past may have found some designs difficult to self-weed. But since this printer uses 2 toner layers, what you're going to find is weeding Neenah Imageclip Laser Dark with the white toner output is an absolute dream. Not only that, you're going to be able to capture every single color in the RGB color chart. So we're really excited about partnering Neenah Imageclip Laser Dark with the Oki white toner printers. I hope you learned something from today's video, but should you have any questions or need any additional information, don't hesitate to contact us directly at 1-800-826-6332, or you can visit our website at www.condé.com for more information. Also be sure to tune in to Condé TV for more demonstration and tutorial videos on the Oki white toner printers. Until then, I'm Doug DeWitt, Transfer Paper Product Manager here at Condé Systems. My time is up. I thank you for yours.